Good morning, students. Right, in the previous video, we discussed the concept of origination of society, and we discussed the connection between individuals and society, and the theories existing in this regard. We also discussed the social contract theory and Thomas Hobbes' views of origination of society. Now let us look at the second classical writer of social contract theory is John Locke. John Locke, he believed that human beings in the state of nature were enjoying an ideal liberty free from all sorts of rules and regulations. Whereas Thomas Hobbes, he said his view of origination of society is to protect human beings from their selfish nature. And Thomas Hobbes he stated that human beings were in perpetual conflict with other human beings, and two, they longed for peace, and they longed for property, and they longed for certainty, and for that the society was originated according to Thomas Hobbes. But when it comes to John Locke believed that human beings in the state of nature, they were enjoying all ideal liberty, and they were enjoying all ideal liberty. They were free from all sorts of rules and regulations. But the state of nature was the state of nature was state of peace, goodwill, mutual assistance, and preservation. But there was no recognized system of law and justice. Hence, the peaceful life was often upset by the corruption and the viciousness of degenerate human beings. Human beings were forced to live in all full of fears and continual dangers. In order to escape from this and to gain certainty and security, human beings made a contract to enter into civil society or the state. So this is what John Locke's theory. He says, whereas Thomas Hobbes, he said that they were in perpetual conflict. But when it comes to John Locke, he says that human beings were free from all kinds of rules and regulations. They were enjoying peaceful life. They were enjoying liberty. And their state of nature was peace, and they enjoyed goodwill. They had mutual assistance. They had preservation. But when it comes to the recognition point, there was no recognition system of law and justice. Hence, the peaceful life was often upset or disturbed by the corruption and the viciousness of that degenerate human beings. So this is what we need to understand of John Locke's theory. And human beings were forced to live in full of fears and continual dangers. So there was no certain authority to recognize their rules, or there was no certain authority to recognize their peace, goodwill, their mutual assistance, their protection, their preservation. No authority and no recognition. And because of this, there was the corruption, and there was viciousness that often upset human beings, that degenerate human life. And because of this act, the human beings were forced to live in all full of fears. They were forced to live in full of continual dangers. And in order to escape from this and to gain certainty and security, human beings made a contract to enter into a civil society or a state. This contract Locke called is a social contract, and this contract put an end to the state of nature and substituted it by civil society. The social contract was no more to surrender of rights and powers, so that the remaining rights of human beings would be protected and preserved. The contract was for limited and specific purposes, and was that and what was given up or surrendered to the whole community and not to a single individual or to an assembly of individuals. So this is according to Locke. The social contract later on contributed the governmental control. The government and the social contract was made by the society when it established a government and selected a ruler to remove the inconveniences of all ill conditions. So this is the view and perspective of John Locke. He says to escape all this, or to escape from degeneration, to escape from viciousness and corruption and continual dangers, human beings accepted social contract and they entered in civil society, and they entered in in a state by the social agreement. This contract is what John Locke was called social contract. The contract put an end to the state of nature and substituted it by civil society. The social contract was no more, according to Locke, the social contract was no more but to surrender of rights and powers of the individuals so that their remaining rights would be preserved and protected. The control was limited for specific purposes, and what was given up or surrendered to the whole community and not to a single or individual or to an assembly of individuals. According to Locke, the social contract later on, according to Locke, the social contract later on formed as governmental rule, the governmental control. The government contract was made by the society when it established a government and selected a ruler to remove all the inconvenience and ill conditions. So this is the view of John Locke. And what is the view of Jean-Jacques Rousseau? Jean-Jacques Rousseau, he says, is a French writer of the 18th century, and he wrote a book, The Social Contract. He mentioned that human beings in the state of nature were a noble savage who led a life of primitive simplicity and idyllic happiness. So this is what Rousseau's opinion. Rousseau in his book Social Contract, he mentioned that human beings in their state of nature were a noble savage who led a life of primitive simplicity and idyllic happiness. They were independent, contented, self-sufficient, healthy, fearless, and good. So, according to Rousseau, it was only primitive instinct and sympathy which united them all. They knew neither right nor wrong and were free from all the notions of virtue and vice. Human beings enjoyed a pure, unsophisticated, innocent life with perfect freedom and equality in the state of nature. But these conditions did not last long. Population increased and reason was dawned. Simplicity and idyllic happiness disappeared. Families were established. Institution of property emerged and human equality was ended. Human beings began to think in terms of private ownership. When equality and happiness of the early state was lost, war, murder, conflicts became the order of the day. The escape from this was found in the formation of civil society. Natural freedom gave place to civil freedom by a social contract. As a result of this contract, a multitude of individuals became a collective unity, a civil society. Rousseau said that by virtue of this contract, everyone, while uniting himself or herself to all, remains as free as before. The individual surrendered himself or herself completely and unconditionally to the will of the body of which he or she became a member. This will is called general will. So this is what Jean-Jacques theory. He says that Human beings lived with the primitive simplicity and idyllic happiness. They led a beautiful life. They led innocent life. They knew neither right nor wrong, and they lived with sympathy for against they had sympathy towards other human beings. They lived with the notions of vice and virtue. They were free from all conditions. But this happiness, they lived unsophisticated life, they lived innocent life, and they lived with perfect freedom in their original nature. But this kind of situation did not last long. The population was increased, and the reason was dawned. Simplicity and idyllic happiness were disappeared. Families were established, institutions and property emerged, and human equality ended. Human beings began to think about themselves, and human beings began to think about their private ownerships. And when equality and happiness of the early state was lost, war, murder, conflicts became the order of the day. And in order to escape from this war, conflicts, and murders, they, they searched for a way, that is what is called formation of a civil society. The natural freedom gave place to civil freedom by a social contract. As a result of this, contract of a multitude of individuals became a collective unity. That is what is called civil society according to Rousseau. And Rousseau said that by this virtue, by this contract, everyone, while uniting himself or herself to all, remains as free as before. So this is what Rousseau's theory. We'll discuss organismic theory and views of Herbert Spencer in the next videos. Thank you very much.